You talked before the game about a couple things you wanted to do. You wanted to keep them off the offensive boards, which you did. You wanted to keep your turnovers low, which you did, and you lose by 20.
Yeah, well, into shot clock threes. That was it. Not to say we were going to definitely win, but we did the two major themes that you have to do against them. I thought our guys played their guts out. I really did. I'm really proud of the physical effort that we gave. To hold them to 7 offensive rebounds and only have 6 turnovers, we battled. In the physicality of the game, we didn't blink, we didn't flinch. We answered the physicality. The difference was late shot clock threes. And their length at the basket. They played volleyball with us a little bit in there when we got it to the rim and we didn't get it in. And you got to make it. We got it on top of the rim. Start second half, had it to 8. Next 2 possessions, we got right to the rim, our 2 best guys. And they're not easy shots. They're easy shots against teams that don't have rim protection, but against these guys, rim protectors bothered us. And they had 6 blocks, but it impacted probably another 15. I mean, we didn't just chuck up threes. We attacked in there, and we were 12 for 45 on 2. That's not going to win the game, but from an effort, a physical effort standpoint, I actually thought we had 16 offensive rebounds. I mean, we competed at a really, really high level. We didn't execute in terms of getting the ball in the basket, and their late shot clock execution was just fantastic. That's why they're ranked number 2 in the country. So, tip your hat to them. They're awfully good.
Coach, you talk about how proud you are of the guys. How does that, this performance tonight, even though you lost, carry on to Saturday and then St. Louis?
Well, the hard thing, the emotion of senior night's tough because, when you have guys that you had 2 local guys, one of them who went from walk-on, never a thought of playing, to getting in the rotation with Mason, who's just done a terrific job. And, Jordan has had some great games over his career. I really credit Tyshawn with changing the mentality of our program from a toughness standpoint. I felt like we were 3 years ago when we first got here, we were the softest team in the league by a mile. That's not the case anymore, and I give him a lot of credit for that. And Walt, his work ethic is second to none. And off-season wise, 3 years ago we didn't have 10 guys, couldn't find 10 guys for open gym. And now, because of Walt's work, I think it's spread to other guys, and now we have a different culture about hard work, and I give him a lot of credit for that. So senior day is tough. It's hard for me, honestly, to even think about Saturday at this point. The amount of office hours that Walt has spent with Coach Coleman and myself, emotional conversations at times, sitting with Tyshawn. For me personally, this was a hard senior night. Those are 2 guys that I really, you love your guys, but there's been a lot that's gone into those guys. You're talking about 2 guys that didn't like to talk, that have emerged in leaders. Let's not forget we went 6 weeks without a win in December, and they could have quit on us. And we got ourselves to 7 league wins. We got a chance to get an 8th. Is that as many as we wanted? No, but it's not tanking the season. They've hung in there and battled when it would have been easy to quit. And so there's some personal relationships there that make it kind of tough, honestly. I think we will go forward. We need a day away. I know I feel a little bit spent right now, and I think they feel the same way based on the post-game locker room.
Geno, you talked about the 6 block shots. Is that one of the underrated things about Wichita State a lot of people don't talk about? Is you got 6 guys with 20 or more block shots this year?
Yeah, it's length, and it comes from everywhere. When the guys rotate, even Baker, it doesn't matter, Baker, Early, any of their post guys, 4s and 5s, when they come rotating across there and they shot challenge you, those aren't layups. They're hard finishes. And they're a really good defensive team. Those are the 2, throughout the conference season, those are the 2 best defensive teams in the league. And the only difference between us and them on defense is at the rim, they have unbelievable length. And when you get it in there, it's hard to finish. And we don't have the same length. So when they get it in there, it's a little tougher for us. It also means we have to rotate a step farther. So when they kick it out, they have a little more time and space to shoot it. You don't get a lot of time on them. They also are the absolute they're absolutely terrific at helping recover, and they deny. You can't find 5 teams in the country that do that. They deny like crazy and make it really hard to catch, and yet at the same time, they do a good job of helping recover. Like they're terrific defensively, and I think their length is part of it.
Anything else for Coach? Any questions for Walt?
Walt's pretty emotional night for you, obviously, with senior night and playing this team. Can you just kind of take us through how the night went for you pre-game and then going through the game against the Shockers?
I mean, it's exciting because it was senior night, I get to see my family, in front of my family and friends, and get a chance to play against the number 2 team in the country. I think that was the highest ranked opponent we had in this building in a long time, so that was kind of fun. But at the end, it was kind of emotional for me because, like I said, it was my last game. I don't get a chance to play anymore, so I wanted to leave on a good note. But I mean, it is what it is, and I mean, at least I can say I gave my all out there.
Well, just talk about the emotion with with you and the other 3 guys that are going to be leaving. Just talk about your leadership and just this season.
My leadership is come a long way because at first I didn't like to talk like that. I was quiet. I was the type of guy to show bad example. Coaching and challenged me to just become more of a leader vocal. So me, Tyshawn, Mason, and Cross, especially me and Tyshawn, we've grown bonds and we've been together. It's gonna be kind of tough, not seeing those guys no more. We going our separate ways. So, but I mean, that's part of life. So.
Coach talked about how you guys battled them evenly pretty much the whole game, physically. How difficult is it to match that and still come up with short as you did?
Yeah, I mean, it's tough because when we played this group, we played soft, and they just really took it to us, and we couldn't get nothing going. But when we played them here, it was a different story. We played with the same intensity. It just happened. It's like every shot they shot, it didn't even touch the rim when we were going in. So it's kind of tough to win that same physicality and energy against those big 6'8", 6'9" players and who's go to the glass every time, and especially when they guards, making every shot is kind of tough.
Well, being guarded by Takeo Cotton, can you describe that? What makes him a good defender?
I mean, he's big and athletic and strong. I think he's one of the biggest guards in our league, so it was kind of tough for him. He challenged me in different ways. Other guards I really don't have a problem against, so it was, I mean, I like playing against him. He's not backing out from the challenge, neither am I, so it's just good competition.
Is he the toughest guy in the Valley to go against?
I wouldn't say that because, I mean, the way I feel and how competitive I am, if I really make my mind up, I don't think no one can stop him one-on-one in the conference. So it's just about, he's a great defender and he has good, like Coach said, he has good help behind him. So it's like, if I get around him, it's like a tough finish over a 6'9" player that's really, when he raises his hands, it's like 7 foot, so it's kind of tough. So if I get around him, it's kind of hard finishing on the big. So.
Anything else? You hit your head there. What happened?
Yeah, it was a scary moment for me. I drove to the basket and I got bumped and I fell, but Prosser weighs about 270, and he tried to offensive rebound, and fortunately he came down and like all his weight from on top of my head and made my head, like my neck crack. So I was kind of scared because I didn't want to move, so I didn't know what was going to happen. So I just laid there because that never happened to me before. It was like I never felt it before. The pain was bad because I mean he's 270 and he's always weighted on top of my head. So I mean it was a scary moment for me.